My name is Jacqueline Collins, and I'm here to honor Stanford Collins. He died, passed away on September 21st of last year from cancer, multiple myeloma. He worked with New Orleans Fire Department for 36 years. And sometimes he was a really serious guy, but most of all, he was a caring person. Not only on the job, but off the job. He would always try to impart his wisdom, not only to his two sons, but to other people in the neighborhood. But he was also considerate of more elderly people. He would love to do things in the neighborhood for them, cutting their grass, picking up groceries for them, and making sure that they were well taken care of.
My name is Katrina Foley, and I'm here to honor Stanford Collins. He was my uncle, great firefighter, and also he was a great person. He had a big personality as far as he was funny. He can definitely make you laugh. He was always telling jokes and interacting with us. Great cook. He always cooked. We used to have these wonderful picnics where the whole family would come together. And I just remember my father, my uncle, and everybody in the kitchen, and they're frying up the fish, and we're laughing and playing music and just enjoying the moment. He was definitely a family man.
I'm Tamara Caraballo. I'm here to honor my uncle, Stanford Collins. My Uncle Stanford was funny. He always imparted some wisdom. Yeah, he always trying to, tell us something that may help us in our life some kind of way.
I can't never be no snitch.
I don't give a fuck what you keep. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. You're gonna be in a situation where them people tell you they're gonna give you 40 years in jail, you're gonna be snitching your ass off.
And he was a great cook. Yeah. And he was very health conscious about things that I would never pay attention to. He would, yeah.
My name is Tay Collins, and Stanford Collins was my father-in-law, and for the last 15 years of my life, he's taught me how to cook. I stole some of his recipes. He would also teach me about finances. We watched the History Channel together. He loved Jeopardy. And he just loved being the funny person anywhere he went. And he just had such a sense of humor that was just indescribable. And I'll always remember him for that.
You gotta run fast. He trying to catch the bird. I just filmed him trying to catch the bird. You know he wasn't catching no bird, man. Not running with them clip clops. Go. Yep.
I would describe my Uncle Stanford as very personable. He was one of those people that was a pillar within the community. He definitely was the go-to person. If you were down on your luck, you can go to him and he would definitely help you out, rather it's a place to stay, if you needed some money to help you get on your feet. But not only that, he didn't just help you, he gave you a plan, a roadmap to help you be able to figure things out in your life. And that's very important, especially being a young person growing up trying to maneuver society within itself.
Before we got married, he was looking for a job. He was indecisive about what he wanted to do. He didn't know what he wanted to do. He wanted to go to school, so he decided to go to school to be a history teacher. Then he said, no, I think I would like to help people in another way. So he decided to take the test to become a police officer and a fireman. And he passed both tests, and he had interviews, and he was considered for both jobs, and he accepted the one for fire department. And he loved it. He knew he could help other people. He knew that he could learn from that job, and he also was aware that he could do other things in addition to fighting fires. You know, could make things better for not just himself but his family. He was very happy when he started with the fire department. He was so happy, and we were just dating at the time because we dated for 4.5 years, but we were married for 48 years, and he was very, very happy when he started with the fire department. I think being a fireman for him was being a calling. He loved it. He enjoyed it. He didn't want to quit. He definitely didn't want to retire. He figured once he got sick, he would get well and he would go back to work. Even after 37 years on the job, he wanted to go back to work.
I would like for people to remember that he was different. He was unique. He would help anyone that needed to be helped. He would talk to you about anything that you asked about, any questions that you had, anything he knew about. Like, he knew so much. He was so knowledgeable. Like, if you had questions about finances, he would, answer those and dig deeper into things that, like, stocks and things that that I personally didn't know about, or cooking recipes, different things that go together. He discussed, he made jewelry and for people, and he would talk about that and all the different machines and types of metal that you could work with, and like, just, it's mind-blowing the stuff that he knew. He was just a different, unique person. He really was.
Yeah, my first piece of jewelry I ever got was from my uncle. It was a pendant, and it was my birthstone.
The brotherhood of the fire department was very, very important, especially when he got sick, and all the firefighters used to come over to see him. If they didn't come, they would call. They would offer their support. They would offer their wisdom. They would come in to take him places, or want to take him places and do things, would take him out to eat sometimes if he could go out, because sometimes he was unable to go out. But it was so very important. But he also reciprocated that when he realized that they were sick before he even got sick. There were other brothers that was sick, and he offered that same, support to them as well. So it was so very important, and to him, and not just to him, but to us as well. We appreciate the brotherhood.
Favorite moment with my uncle, and I have to say the most memorable, was at the end of life when we thought he was about to go, and I flew into Texas, and I had the opportunity to go sit with him in a room. It was just me and him talking. And then he asked me, how's it going with you studying the Bible? I say, I'm trying. He said, do whatever you have to do for your salvation. And that has touched me to this moment, that at that moment, he's still not thinking about himself. And that's one thing I have to say about my uncle. No matter what he went through, he always told us he was okay. And he always made sure that we was okay, and wanted us to know that we would be able to move forward with our lives.
I have a few memories, but I remember when I first made some pecan pie. It was his recipe, and he came down for the holidays in Texas, and I made his recipe. He said, "You made that better than me." I was like, okay. Yeah, I love that. Yes, I always remember that. He loved my pecan pie. Yeah.
One of my favorite memories from him was he asked me to cook him a dish that I knew, and I didn't know what to make him, but I was so nervous because there were a lot of ingredients for his recipes, and the one thing that I knew how to make was so simple, and I made him a dish, and it was just tater tots and and ground turkey and mixed vegetables and cream of mushroom soup. And you mix it all together and you top it with some cheese. And I made that for him, and he tasted it, and he just paused for a second, and he was like, this is one of the best dishes I've had in a while. And I was just like, I've satisfied him. But you know, it kind of touched me because so many things that he taught me, and then, you know, he still wanted me to kind of show him what I knew and show him my world, you know. And like everyone else says, he's always interested in other people, and you know, he never really, he really did show that.
I would like to say thank you.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you for everything that you've done for me, from helping to teach me how to drive, giving me those hard talks, things
Yeah.
that necessarily your parents won't sit down and necessarily knew about, that he knew about. He just came straight and he let you know, whether you can accept it or not, the truth. He was a truthful person.
The most special for me were the last 2 years of his life. Keep in mind, he had multiple myeloma for over 18 years, and he struggled with that for 18 years. And the last 2 years was his worst years. And those 2 years are the years that, you know, I remember the most. We talked the most about our lives and what we went through and the struggles we had, and talked about our 2 sons and what he would like to see happen once he's gone. He was ready to go. That he was a kind, dedicated man. He loved his family. He always wanted the best, more for others than for himself. He would give to his children, to his family more than himself. He would always say, "Don't worry about me."
Here's to you, with that smile on your face. Here's to you, and what I want to raise to this moment we share.